All right. What is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are back here in Server 5, taking a look at their Flame Dragon attempt that should be starting momentarily. Thankfully, Sinreal ended up giving me a little bit of a heads up. I was asking if they could just give me a minute here, and I will just tell them I'm ready whenever. Appreciate, fam. So hopefully they'll be starting here shortly for their Flame Dragon attempt. Again, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell, and if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. So it looks like Meower is going in for the first tank here. This is awesome. They also have 84 out of 80. I don't know how that happened, but this should be pretty cool. So we're going to see what level of coordination that they are going to play here. First taunt coming out there from the Flame Dragon. Again, running a lot of mage that we're seeing right now. Remember, we ended up seeing them at 84 over 80. Right now we're seeing 81 over 80. They've done 3 mil damage so far, only losing 3 units up until this point. So I think the pace is actually going well. Meower's still aggro tanking the dragon at the moment, right? Even though we obviously are seeing damage going out as well. Now they are spreading out. Again, I like how they've taken kind of a wide spread out approach, which by doing that, it also can increase the reaction time because you're only going to now require a few people to essentially react to what they need to, right? If you have everyone spread out compared to everyone kind of being bundled in one location, it also will decrease the potential AoE damage that gets thrown out. But it does require that everyone is really coordinated, right? In this case, right, remember attacking the mini dragons that get spawned and then taking advantage of knowing, hopefully, the positions that those healing artifacts or healing runes or stones are going to come down through. They're also doing a good job here of mitigating quite a bit of damage from the AoE trail skill from the Flame Dragon from what we can see so far. Good heal that went down there. Hopefully they're going to get this one as well and then end up moving out. Stage 3 you can see here has began. I don't think there's anything we can click on. Yes, we can't click on anything there. But now they're able to go back and do more damage. Looks like we're going to get the next heal rune off here too as well. So again, great grab. Hopefully we're going to get a little more spread out here, right? It actually looks like they are doing that. So I am somewhat happy to see this. Same thing here. I don't know if I would condense in this situation. I would try to spread a little bit along here. Again, the top right group doing a good job of spreading out, right? I would also, again, fill the gaps, right? That's the big thing for me. You have gaps here, a couple gaps there. It may not necessarily be the most impactful thing at the end, but I still think it is pretty important. Almost doing another mil worth of damage here as well. I'm not sure what our timeline is. I think they've been going almost 5 minutes, because again, I did record a couple seconds before. So again, right, I think the pace is actually pretty good. Right now, 77 over 80. So they've lost 7 units total so far. They're almost halfway down on the health right now, looking at almost 4.3 mil. So again, I think the damage is pretty good. I like how they're not trying to get behind the dragon because it's kind of the shortest distance here. Instead, they're kind of going on this side. However, right, redirecting yourself if you're able to scoot back a little bit and then keep hitting, I think that's important. Again, curious if we end up having a lot of these players that are in. Ooh, ended up getting taunted there from the dragon and moving not too many, maybe about 20 units or so. Still at 77 over 80. Now almost. Now I wonder if they're going to be able to hit 5 mil here before they end up maybe dropping 1 or 2 more units. Again, the pace is still good. Problem with the taunt. This is why it's good to be at max range when you see that coming in, trying to react as quick as you can. So you have some units here that are taking a little bit more damage than they need to. Right, so they went from 77 to 76, and then when that AoE skill came out from the dragon, losing 3 more units, right, going from 76 to 73. Again, but now they're under 5 mil, so you got 73 units left, right, doing 5.3 mil damage. This is pretty good, I think, so far based on pacing, but they have to make sure that we're microing well. Again, extending that max range, moving the units to try and avoid the taunt that looks like, oh, I ended up hitting a few more units there. Now, this is the thing. Don't back up too much, right? Know where your max range is. And then, again, fill the gaps, right? That's the big thing here. Fill the gaps, spreading all the way around. Know your max range. And sometimes going out of the taunt range and then coming back in is good. But just know where that max range is so you don't go farther or you run away farther than you need to. little tier of Arbin that we have coming down here. I'm actually somewhat okay with, you know, if there's a few tier of Arbins being ran. In my opinion, I personally just feel that you should be running a lot of damage, because I just think the overall amount of damage that you're going to be able to do with some of the artifacts can exceed tier of Arbin, depending on the tier you have. But it also depends on what you individually have as a player. When you're running artifacts, if you have a healing artifact that can heal more than the amount of damage that you can output with a more damage-based artifact, run that, right? So run where the numbers are the best for you based on what you have. I would also wonder if we're having some Theas being ran, or Theas being ran here, because that would just be a great kind of AoE heal opportunity if we end up seeing like some, again, anyone's running Thea as a primary or secondary. I'll have to ask them and see what they're running on this, if we are seeing, because I don't know if I'm close enough to see. I mean, again, I can maybe try to make out some of the units here, in that regard, to see if maybe, and I'm going to go over here so I can get a little bit more of a view. Let's scroll up a little bit. Okay, I think this is probably a better angle here, so we can see a little bit more of the map, but on the southern part. And again, right, making sure that they're addressing the mini drakes here as quickly as they can while avoiding the AoE. This is actually not bad, man. Some of the micro here, moving out of the AoE trail skill here from the Flame Dragon and moving to a more favorable position to start addressing the drakes. Hopefully once this drake is done, these units over here will start addressing this other drake and doing that, right? Remember, you know, going all in, 69 out of 80, I think they still have good pace, but they got to be focusing the drake. Everyone does. Even if you're moving around, all these units have to be focusing it. And again, now having everyone focus the next one. Right? That's the thing. You don't want to just go over here and run here, right? Kill the drake. That's the important thing, because otherwise you're just going to have a bunch of more AoE damage being done to you. Address the drakes first. I think this was a very small misstep here, where it's focus on killing the units that you need to, and then go ahead and grab the healing. I understand the healing is important, but think about it, right? You just got healed, and now look, you're just taking some damage here from the drake for no reason. So you're losing some of that healing value because you're not addressing the drake as soon as they need to be. Plus, the sooner you address the drake, the sooner you move on to the next stage to start dealing more damage to the dragon. Also, you got 6 units up here. Heads up play. People have to recognize this, man. You got to send 4 units over here ASAP Rocky so they can take advantage of this one, right? You have 2 units going, so that should make 7, maybe 8. Maybe we're seeing that be addressed now. A little bit late reaction on this, because again, the sooner you get those heals, the sooner those units are going to come back in and start doing that damage and DPS. All right, so we're going to see. Awesome. So there we go. End up getting the heal off. And looks like they're staying in for multiple. Ooh, that was a big terror that ended up going down there. Again, this is the thing. Remember, immediately spreading out, because even though you're not doing a lot of damage, right? Look at all the damage that's being done to these units right here, right? Plus any of the plus any of the DOT, the damage over time hits that are hit point take. I guess HP that's being taken a hit on as well. Now we're getting a little bit more of a spread. Same thing here, right? Again, occupy the lane. Occupy the lanes, right? If you feel like you're here now, I'm not going to say this is the worst thing, right? Again, they have less than 3 mil damage, 63 over 80 players left. I think the pace still seems decent. Now you know the taunt is coming out. This is why it's important to stay at max range, because then you have a higher percentage chance of avoiding the taunt, therefore keeping as many players alive. I think for the most part, BDL has been doing a good job here, but in just a couple missteps. We're going to have to see how much damage they take. Only lost 1 unit there, 62 over 80. Ooh, 2 more units, now 60 over 80. They still have a lot of players left. Ooh, the spikes. Again, they hit their time limit, right? So I believe the time limit is around 10 minutes or so. So because they weren't able to kill it within 10 minutes, they ended up basically taking the final skill damage, and you can see that here. Oh, here it is, right? Yeah, 10 minutes. It was at the very top. Look at that, shocker. So 10 minutes after entering battle, the Flame Dragon becomes enraged, casting Dragon Glass Barrage and instantly killing all legions. All right, fam. Here we go. This is going to be BDL's third Flame Dragon attempt. Right now, The first attempt, right, we saw them get to about 2.6 mil, give or take. Second attempt, they got, I think it was about a mil, if I recall correctly, and ended up switching it up to go a little bit more archer-based, so they could do a little bit more DPS, and I think that second attempt gave them a good inkling of feelings on how much damage they were going to be able, and how much damage they did, and then the opportunity for what they could do right now coming into the third round. So we're going to see how it goes for them now. They actually were able to get 2 more people in here than on the first attempt. If you remember, it was 84 over 80. Now it's 86 over 80. Already dropping 1.3 mil worth of damage. Now, like I said, what's really going to factor in here for them is the transitions, staying at max range, paying attention to when those AoEs are coming out. Oh my gosh, this is pretty dope. Look at this dude taking no damage. The heads up play here. That was great, man. The real-time micro play on getting out of the first big AoE damages range, I'm sure that's going to pay dividends. Hopefully we'll have some faster and quick reaction times, or just as quick, we should say, reaction times from all of them. Wow, let's see here. Maybe this might hit 1 or 2, I think. Wow, only hit 1. Not bad at all. And it was just one of the archers right there. Man, this attempt right now, I have a strong feeling is going to be the bucket attempt for them. Now, 7.1, Fireball is going to come out, and then we're going to see the mini dragons, right? Or mini dragons now. Here's the focus. The focus needs to be either splitting up the damage, all-inning one at a time, and then moving to the next one. But they got to kill these as fast as possible, right? Again, trying to get out of the range. Hopefully they're going to get out of this one. Ooh, this is a big range. It's about to come down. They are doing... No, you got other guys that are running over here on the north side. They might actually get out of the way. Let's see. Ooh, they barely made it out, man. That was crazy. So again, focusing on the dragon. This one's almost done. You have... I like how they did the half and half split here. Hopefully they're going to be able... I like how they're moving, trying to get... Remember, you can overlap too as well. This was good. Only 3 people took damage here from that fireball. Another one that's coming in, trying to get out of the way. Ooh, looks like 2-3 units, CBL, but they were able to go ahead and kill that mini dragon. Now they got to send units over here to get this. Go ahead and clean up this other mini dragon here, right? Remember, focusing the attention on doing as much DPS as you can. Yes, you are trying to avoid taking unnecessary damage from the AoE on the flame dragon, but doing it while being cognizant of how you're moving, while you are also trying to do as much damage as you can to not let that time go unwasted. Here we go now. Damage is coming back. Stage 3 is beginning. Back on the Flame Dragon. They were able to get I want to point this out. They got both of their heal runes a little quicker than we saw on the first attempt. So hopefully now we're going to end up seeing more damage coming out. Remember, once the healing rune areas go away, spread out. Get to that max distance range. You're still having other of your teammates that are hitting. Get to that max range, and more importantly, spread out, right? You have a lot of condension that's happening here on this west to southwestern side. This is where you really need to be spreading out at max range, paying attention, so the moment you get that cue from the dragon on the taunt, now, yeah, maybe only about 12 units or so got taunted here, but it's just the fact that you don't want to take that unnecessary damage, right? Bam, a couple units there on the western side of the dragon, northwestern side of the lair, took some damage, not too much, right? But again, paying attention to that, right? Daniil's still taking those stacks of dragon, and again, this is where you want to be swapping that, right? So he'll want to go max range, bring someone else in over a period of time. Again, he's got 7 stacks on him right there, now going to 81. Let's see here. Again, okay, so again, this isn't bad. Trying to stay at max range, maybe only about 9 or 10 units took taunt damage or took taunt aggro pull there. So that's a little bit better. Now under 5 mil, still with 81 over 80 units. This is still looking good. Again, I like how you see a little bit more spread. You're obviously going to get some condension that's happening. Some of it will be unavoidable, but at least trying to max your range out like they are here in this rainbow arc based on the current Flame Dragon's position, this is good to do. So I love what I'm seeing here right now from BDL. This is the way to do it. Again, now Sinreal is taking aggro here. Obviously, they'll have to swap someone else in a moment. Again, he's running around and moving, trying just to delay as much as he can. Now you have Fallacious, who's now taking the next aggro pool. Still 80 over 80, but remember, right, they can still spread a little bit more in this corner, spread a little bit more in that corner. At 3.5 mil, Pace seems good to me. I wish the one thing they had on here was a timer, right? I wish they actually had a timer or something on like the top left or the top right, just to show you what you actually had left. To me, that seems like a pro play. And again, in this situation, man, they have a lot. This is unfortunate. You got one player that's kind of MIA. Sorry, Cybel. We called you out, bruh. Now, here we go. Under 3 mil, 79 over 80. A little bit too condensed, I think, in my opinion. I'd love to see if we could get a little, again, just maximizing the range, right? Maximize the range. This is good, though. Only, what, 5, 6 units took taunt aggro here? So this is actually pretty good. Still getting a lot of great damage, right? Under 2.4 mil left to go. 78 over 80, 77 over 80. Still, right? They're not taking that much damage from Dragon. Right now that Dragon's repositioned, you now need to reposition yourself. Start maxing your range. Start coming back. You're under 2 mil. You got 77 over 80. Mini Dragons are coming up. Clean these up fast. I want to see these mini Drakes single target focused, regardless if you're splitting it up in groups. Again, making sure that you're spreading out, watching out for the AoE here coming on the Dragon. Ooh, 1 or 2 units is going to get hit by that. 2 units got hit right there. Maybe 1 or 2 units got hit on the end. Still, good job avoiding. Now it's a matter of they need to be focusing these Drakes, right? Focus these mini Drakes. You're going to get a kill here. This is the thing. After you get the kill here top right, don't grab the healing stone yet. Immediately go and clean up the other Drakes, and then you can go back to it. Clean up. Ooh, they took some decent damage there, losing, what, 6, 7 units? In that situation, there you go. Now go back and clean up the other Drakes, and then clean up, and then pick up the healing stone, right? Focus on cleaning up these mini Drakes. That is your priority. Avoid the AoE. Try and go on the Drake side. In this situation, it would have been better for them to go on the west side so they could have more units here cleaning up these Drakes. Because remember, the longer the Drakes survive, the more damage your Flame Dragon's going to output. That's where the focus needs to be. Right? Focus the one that's weakest and then focus the next one. Right? Splitting up. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're doing a good job, right? What, 1 unit took damage there. You might have 1 more unit here at the end take damage. He did. So, but again, not that bad. 2 units took damage. Go ahead. Now you're about to clean up this last Drake. Once this last Drake gets cleaned up, then go ahead. Ooh, I like that Shadow Games got that. Oh, I see. So in this situation, it's actually not good to use that, right? It looks like right at the end, there's a period of time where it kind of takes immune or barely any damage is getting put out. So it looks like in this situation, you need to kind of save your artifacts, and it's probably not the best to really use them there. But now you're going to get in a situation, right? You lost a few more units. You still got 59 over 80. Now this is where you need to, again, these 2 units over here should be going for this healing stone. Again, we need to be going right when this goes away. Go for these healing stones right now and then start doing your damage output. Here we go, man. Last run. Let's get it done. 1.8. Getting close to 1.7. Again, man, get those healing stones, or you avoid the healing stones and just go YOLO at this point, right? You got to make a decision, right? I would say at this point, given where you're at, you got 59 units left. I would just say don't worry about the healing stones. Go all in on damage, right? The moment that you could have. They actually probably could have bought themselves maybe 10 to 20 more seconds here of damage where they didn't go for the healing stones. Right? That could have been what they did. Like, this is the thing. You either have to be very coordinated where everyone's jumping on the healing stones immediately once they drop, so you're able to get them within about 3 seconds, I would say should be your margin. Or if not, because you're at a later stage here where you're basically almost under a mil HP now on Dragon, just have everyone focus. Bam. Again, get out of that max taunt range. Again, right. Ended up taking about 10 units. You're going to reduce a little bit of damage there. I mean, again, this isn't that bad. I just don't know what the timing is right now for them, right? You got 47, 46 out of 80 because you have to minus Cybele over here. You still have some decent damage that's being outputted. You're almost at under 800k. Hopefully these units are going to be able to join in on some of that damage as well. 45 over 80, still not bad, right? This is the thing. Have one person pull it, and then everyone else keep firing. I mean, what, man? You're getting close here. Almost 600, under 600. This, man, I am sweating bullets right now for them. Oh, my gosh, no. So close. That was bananas. Oh, my gosh. Dude, I'm going to say this, right? They had the opportunity to do this and clean this up. All right. Here we go, fam. We are back again, getting close. Probably the closest that BDL has been so far in getting rid of the dragon and finally getting that W, right? So we've, again, recorded a couple attempts so far. I think this is the most amount of players that they have had survive by the time they've gotten close to around that 1.5, 1.6 mil HP, right? 70 over 80. This isn't bad. Again, nice micro dodging here on the Dragon Breath for the AoE trail. And then again, really doing heavy focusing here. Okie dokie, artichokes. We are back again after finally getting a fast restart. We're able to come back in and take a look at how BDL is faring, right? Just now breaking under a mil HP points left. They're at 65 over 80 players remaining. Again, this, like we reiterated, this is the best they've done so far by having the most amount of players alive by the time they've gotten to this point. This could be for all the marbles. They're getting close right now to breaking, just now breaking 500k. They've now done the most damage they have done so far. I still don't know what the 10-minute timer is coming up on. Under 300k, getting close to 250, under 250, we might see Kingdom 5's first Flame Dragon captured here by BDL, the #1 alliance. Almost under 100k, 97k left. Oh my gosh, let's just hope we don't see any spikes. 36, under 30, 17, 1. Oh my god, they did it. They did it. Who saw that? Get it! That's right! Get that dragon, right? Khaleesi's not the only one who can run dragons up in this piece. Oh my gosh, man. Congrats to BDL. Oh my gosh, get your cookies baked, fam. We're going to hang out, watch this little purification here, see what's cracking. This... dude, the jams. The jammer jams. Great job. Again, I mean, it took, what, 4 attempts, I think, if that's right? So, and I think we recorded 2 before this, so you guys are seeing the third 3 out of 4 attempts, right? I think we did the first, the third, and then this one, the 4th. If that's right. Maybe it's 5. We'll have to see. These guys like, yo, can you edit out the other attempts? Edit out the other attempts, please. Well, I mean, the problem was I didn't have, again, because I was going around it, I wasn't actually able to capture this last attempt in full. So this one is going to have, you know, pieces. I want to point out, man, how dare Miracle leaves. It was supposed to be 80 out of 80. Oh, never mind. It's still 80 out of 80. Nope, it's 79 out of 80. See? Look at that. Come on, man. Dude, once you're in Fight Club, you don't leave Fight Club, bro. Know the rules. 10 seconds to go here on the purification of the Flame Dragon here for Kingdom 5. We're going to take a look here in a sec. Dude, there we go. BDL's personal Flame Dragon. We get the overhead nice message too as well. And then we're going to click on the Flame Dragon here in a sec and look at what some of the damage rankings are, because that's always cool to do. I like looking at the points and how everything played out. So let's click. Let's look. Right, so here we go. Damage rankings. We got BDL's does 349k, almost 350. Sans 2 300, 2 players over 300. Makovex 282. That rounds out your top 3. Let's see, we have how many people over 200? 17 players over 200k damage. Let's see how many over 150. 35 players over 150. And then we had 58 players out of 80. Right, so what, almost 75% over 100k damage dealt. Right? 73 out of 80, or I guess in this case 73 out of 86, doing over 50k damage. And then, again, usually these ones, like the players here, you know, I would say around that 10k or under. Typically these ones are usually going to be your infantry. Again, I don't know how, as far as your tanks, I don't know how many players here were kind of deemed that. I mean, I would argue maybe from 77 down, just based on the damage, that's kind of what it looks like. But again, usually, your bottom 4 or so typically will be, again, it does depend on how many tanks they were running throughout. I don't know if I had asked or got a head count for that. But man, I mean, still great damage being done, and awesome job. Once again, man, congrats to BDL from Kingdom 5 on getting their first Flame Dragon for that kingdom. And yeah, man, like I've said before, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This was a wild ride on attempts, and hopefully this will still serve as a good learning opportunity, right, for those that are watching kind of future Dragon attempts as well, to kind of be that guide reference point, and then obviously kind of showing the W there at the end. This is going to be it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.